Welcome back, guys. Today we are spending the day outside and we're going to be adding a few spooky touches to the front porch. Now that fall is officially here, it is time to start thinking Halloween. So if you are all about the Halloween vibes, be sure and hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned because this front porch makeover turns out so fun. So I want to start by just showing you an empty view of the front porch. We've got a lot of cobwebs, which is actually quite fitting for Halloween, but I'm going to give it just a little bit of a cleaning and hose down some of the sand and the dust and dirt that has sort of piled up here on the front porch, and then we will get into the decorating. So I picked up these mums at Walmart recently. They were $5.97 per pot, and I did have one of those really nice planters. I wish I had another one. I may go back, but I think I'm gonna layer these in like with the hay bales and stuff. So if that one doesn't end up in a pretty pot, I think that'll be fine. It'll be hidden by pumpkins and hay bales and things like that. But I just love the yellow, beautiful coloring. We're gonna go with something a little bit spooky. We're gonna do like a black and white and purple theme. So I love the color contrast with these like fall harvest yellow mums. I cannot wait to see how this all comes together. I'm not going to do much as far as cleaning. Typically in the spring, I will do a really good cleaning with some outdoor soap and Windex and really get the dirt and grime, but I'm just gonna hose this down. That way we can get right to the fun. We've got some DIYs to get started on. You guys, I got these so long ago at Goodwill that the tag is so faded. But I've got 3 pretty good sized jack-o'-lanterns to work with. So today we'll be spray painting a few jack-o'-lanterns. I have 3 large and then 1 small one that I want to give a little bit of a makeover to. These are all thrifted. I've had them for such a long time, but it is time to give them a fresh look. So 2 of the larger ones, I'm going to be using this flat black paint and primer spray on. I'm going to try a flower technique that I've been seeing on Instagram. Okay, so this is the first coat of the one I'm gonna do in the black flower technique. I still have that one over there. I wanna see what I think about this black technique first before I decide to do it differently. I think it would be nice to have 2 matching ones that are sort of large and then have that smaller one in the stone texture. So we'll see how it goes, but we're gonna come in, let that dry. I'm gonna come in with another coat and then the flower techniques, we'll see how it turns out. So there's a few different ways that I've seen you can do this flower technique, but the one I think is the easiest is just to spray on some clear coat and then dust lightly some flour just over top of it. And then as it dries, the flour that came in contact with the wet spray will stick. And so that's the technique that I went with, and it seemed to work pretty well. Now I do like this textured spray paint. I think it is such a neat way to add some dimension and depth to any project you're doing, and I thought it would be fun to try it on this one jack-o'-lantern just to see how it turned out. I really like this color. It's a nice neutral look. So I think I'm gonna go and get 1 more can. Believe it or not, that is 1 can, and it did not even go all the way around. I put the texture on pretty heavy, so that could be why, but I have to, oh, I just messed up the back. Oh, guys, let it dry completely before you touch it. I have to do the back still, so that's okay, because I'm gonna probably paint the top black anyway, but I really like this texture. So while we're waiting for the porch to dry, I just want to kind of show you a few of the items I'm working with. A lot of these things that I am using, I have had for a few years. I picked up this skeleton at Party City maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So I'm sure you can find just a standard skeleton anywhere if that's something that you're interested in using in your decorating. This was a Home Goods find, but it did not have a price. And so they just went ahead and priced it at the same price point as this terracotta pumpkin. I don't know what the original price was, but I paid $9.99. And then this lantern, I only found one at Home Goods. It was $14.99. But I love the look of this, and I love the sort of modern lines kind of heading in that direction. So I think this lantern is something I'll be able to use throughout the year on the front porch. Now this was actually a green gourd, but I didn't like the green. I picked this up at Goodwill. I don't know if you can still see the price. It was $2.98. But I just mixed some orangey colors and some brown and some baking soda, and I did just a quick DIY on this. You can see that it gives quite a nice texture, and so I just wanted to bring in some more orange, and then I've got a couple of more pumpkins here, random colors. This one was a Hobby Lobby. Actually, this one was Goodwill. Yeah, this one was $2.98 at Goodwill, and then this one was Hobby Lobby. But of course, Hobby Lobby is, I want to say 40% off right now, so definitely good pricing there. I think I'm going to continue to use this sign because it's starting to get, I don't know, kind of faded and dirty from being outside. I thought it would be fun to attach these bats to it, and along with sort of on the wall there where this hangs. So if you saw my summer decorating video, you know what I'm talking about. And we're just going to kind of work with some of the items that we're seeing here. Now I wanted to share with you guys, I picked up these gorgeous pillows. These are indoor-outdoor pillows at Lowe's on clearance. I actually went to go look for Halloween decorations and found that their summer stuff was like 70% off. So I paid $5.97 for each of these. I have one that's sort of a black texture, and then these two here, black and white. So I thought this would go great with this ghost and skeleton theme for Halloween. So this was another DIY that I've been seeing online a lot, and you basically just take a tomato cage and some white lights and use some sort of styrofoam over top in order to create the shape that then you cover with a white sheet to make it look like a ghost. This one was so easy and it turned out so cute. The only thing I didn't like was just having the sheet only. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought a little bit of chiffon just for sort of that ethereal, soft, kind of flowy look over top of the sheet. And for me, I think that made it so much better. And then the eyes and the nose, or the mouth, is basically just black felt that I cut circles and use hot glue to attach them. So now that the porch is dry and all of the DIYs are done, we're gonna start on this section here. I'm bringing in my comfy chair and my little sign that we talked about a few minutes ago. I love these bats. They're so easy to attach. I'm gonna bring out Benny Bones and sit him here on this little comfy chair along with one of the textured pillows that I picked up on clearance at Lowe's. So I was so inspired by that Instagram photo I had mentioned that I wanted to try to recreate the look of these sort of dead branches. And so I just grabbed some branches from the yard and shoved them into a little bit of styrofoam. These bags are helping me keep them upright because the branches are kind of heavy. And then I'm going in with this moss. Now I only use this moss in the one planter. It kind of looked a little bit too sort of springy and green. I grabbed this other moss, which is Spanish moss, actually for my trees, which is why I'm using a bag to touch it, because I'm always so afraid that there's gonna be bugs in it. But just kind of using that to make a little bit more of a spooky look. Now I love the idea of putting a few little crows in the branches, and of course I do have the purple lights sort of strung through the branches, so at night we get a little bit of an eerie, spooky look. But I just try to keep it simple. I have two little crows here in this one tree, and then I am going to go over top of the mirror with a very large crow, just sort of overlooking the scene. So of course, cobwebs are a great way to add a little bit of a spooky element without going overboard. Again, I'm trying to keep everything sort of simple, but I do want it to have a fun look during the day. Of course, at night when it's lit up, it has a different look completely. But during the day, these cobwebs help to make everything look a little bit more authentic and layered. Now, speaking of layering, we're going to add in the ghost that we had made previously, along with a bunch of pumpkins and gourds and flowers and jack-o'-lanterns. That, I think, is what makes the porch really shine, is when you have all of these different textures and elements, especially all of the lighted jack-o'-lanterns at night. They just really enhance the look. And I went with sort of like a colorful jack-o'-lantern light inside. So it is such a fun look. I cannot wait to show you how it looks at night. Now, because I wanted to make my porch sort of look like a spooky harvest scene, I wanted to keep these vibrant fall colored leaves on the wreath and not come in with anything spooky or black. I thought this was a fun way to just tie in the fall season as well as bring in just a little bit of that spooky factor. So now we're going to do a little bit more layering here over by the ghost area. I really did struggle to try to find the right configuration for everything. I have never done a layered look like this before on the porch, so it was kind of fun playing around with everything to see what I could come up with. But just the idea of building with texture and color and trying to fit things in and move them around, this was a really, really fun project, and I love the way it turned out. So I'm just using a little bit of black tooling here because I needed to raise up the jack-o'-lantern just a bit. It was kind of hiding behind the florals. So I'm just using like a cardboard box underneath that black tooling to raise it up a little bit. But I thought that was kind of a nice way to hide some of the cables and wires in the back also. So now we're going to work over by the rocking chairs. I brought in my indoor end table. Is painted black, and I thought it had a little bit of a Victorian look, which I thought was kind of perfect here. Just coming in with some florals and a gold jack-o'-lantern. This one was the black one from early in the video. And then I'm bringing in those white pillows along with some more lanterns and gourds and pumpkins, just for, once again, the building and layering effect. Now this is like a wooden post that I picked up at a yard sale years ago, and I'm going to go ahead and add a candle behind it, and you can see as the sun is setting, it's beginning to look a little bit more spooky. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing how my spooky front porch turned out. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you think. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of the future Halloween decorating fun I've got coming your way. I'll see you next time, guys. Take care.